Hey guys, Jennifer here with Marrero Family Farm. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today. I hope you're as excited as I am to make some mozzarella cheese. It's a very basic, very easy recipe, so it shouldn't be hard at all. It's a little time consuming, there are some steps involved, but it's actually not hard at all. So stick around and let's make some cheese. All right, welcome to my kitchen. We are going to be making just a basic 30-minute mozzarella cheese. My cheese kit that I purchased comes with a very good explainable instruction manual. It comes with a basket, a cheesecloth. It came with rubber gloves. This is just a layout of what was in the kit. It came with a thermometer, some measuring spoons. This is liquid calcium chloride, and this is used only if the milk is homogenized and pasteurized, but you don't want to use ultra pasteurized. And then we have citric acid and kosher salt. And it also came with some rennet. This is pill-formed rennet. So for this recipe, what we have done is we have taken 1.5 teaspoons of the citric acid powder, and we had mixed that in 1/2 cup of warm water. Then we have, this is the citric acid dissolving in the warm water. And then this one is 1/4 of the tablet of the rennet in a 1/4 cup of cold water. Got all that? 1/4 cup cold water and 1/4 of a tablet of the rennet. So that's gonna dissolve, and then this recipe calls for 1 gallon of milk. You can use store-bought milk, you can use raw milk, you can use slightly pasteurized milk, but you cannot use ultra pasteurized, but you can use homogenized. So we are using raw milk. As you guys know, we have a cow, we milk our cow. So we are gonna bring this to, we're gonna bring our milk to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Before the milk gets to the warmed temperature, we are gonna take the 1.5 teaspoons of the citric acid. You want to make sure it's dissolved really well in that warm water. And then we're going to mix this into the cold milk. And then you're going to just mix it gently, only stir it a little bit. While that's heating up, I want to just show you. This is a mozzarella and ricotta cheese kit. So, and this is from, it's called the Cheese Maker. That's where this came from. I believe it's called the New England Cheese Maker, but the website is www.thecheesemaker.com. I'll put a link down below in the description. So the cheesecloth and the basket here is for the ricotta cheese, not for the mozzarella cheese. These products in this bag does not need to be refrigerated. However, there are some products for cultures that you do have to refrigerate. Like lipase has to be refrigerated, and also liquid rennet has to be refrigerated. I'm sure there's other things out there, but this is all kind of new to me, so I can't give you all of the detail. Just on those two, I know for sure they do have to be refrigerated. I did order today, which I know I'm kind of outdated. I don't have an Instapot, but I did actually order an Instapot today only because I want to start making yogurt, along with a lot of other foods, of course, but I want to start making yogurt, and you really need an incubator for yogurt, and an Instapot is a really good thing to make yogurt from. So I ordered that, and I also ordered some cultures from the same company to make the yogurt starters. I'm very excited about that, and I can't wait to show you guys how to make some yogurt. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and just double check this milk, make sure it's not getting too hot too quick. And while I'm talking to you guys, if you like making cheeses, you should check out this video right here. I'll post a card because that is some cream cheese and sour cream that I made, and it came out really good, and it was super quick, super easy. So I told you guys 80 degrees, and I'm sorry, I meant to say between 86 and 89 degrees, and that's Fahrenheit, or 30 to 31 degrees Celsius. So that is really, really important that you don't let it go under or over. Now we are exactly at 30 degrees Celsius or 86 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So then you take your pot off the stove, turn off the heat, and then you're gonna pour in your rennet that should have already been dissolved from earlier. Once you pour in the rennet, then you're just gonna stir it in for about 30 seconds. And you just wanna really mix it in nice and slow, but really well. Kind of in an up and down motion. All right, then we're gonna cover this 5 to 15 minutes. You can check it in about 5 minutes to see if it turns to a nice tofu type consistency. All right, so you guys can see how shiny this is. I like to use just a cake spatula here, and you're just gonna cut like 1 inch. Well, that's a little big. You just go down all the way, make nice cuts, just slices all the way through. You go vertical, and then you go horizontal. My cuts are a little bigger than 1 inch, but that's okay. If you notice, I have my stove on, and that is because we are going to be cooking this again. So now that that is cut, now we're gonna put it onto the stove. Let me lower this heat because that's gonna scorch it. So let's go ahead and put it onto the stove. This is gonna go to 105 degrees. That's important. So make sure you keep your thermometer around. Then after this part is done, we're gonna remove it from the pot, and then that's when we're gonna put it into our strainer. Now, because I am using a cook stove that's a flat top, I like to kind of mix this just a little bit because it seems that the center will get a little hotter than the outside edges. So I just kind of take a spatula and just very, very gently, as you can tell, I'm just going back and forth. And the reason why I'm doing that is just to mix the whey or the liquid that's in there to kind of heat up evenly. All right, that outside edge, yeah, we're there. So we are reading just at 105 degrees. Don't mind my chicken in the sink there. I'm gonna take my slotted spoon and I'm gonna scoop out. You need so you need a strainer, and you're gonna need another pot or bowl or something. You'll need something to scoop it into. So as you can see, these are all nice thick curds here. We're gonna remove the curds from the whey. And hopefully a little spider doesn't come down beside her. Haha. You guys know any kind of little nursery rhymes? Little Miss Muffet. Of course, that's always a fun one to talk about when we're dealing with curds and whey. I'm gonna add some kosher salt, and I'm just gonna sprinkle, I don't know, maybe like a half a teaspoon or so. If we want to add more when we're eating it, we can, but I'm just gonna use my hands right now and just kind of mix this together, push it around gently. Make sure your hands are nice and clean, obviously. But we just want to push the whey out of it. You could fold it and press, but you just want to press all of that whey right out. While you're doing this, you want to bring 1 quart of water to about 180 degrees, because then we're gonna melt the cheese. Now we're gonna cut this cheese. Then we're gonna do like 1/8 inch cuts. Now I'm gonna check my water and see if my water is at 180 degrees yet. This part is when you're gonna wanna have some really good heavy duty gloves, because this is very, very hot. Now we're just going to place it in the water. Once it's in the water, you could take a spoon and you're gonna lift. You're gonna press. You're gonna bring it up and let it gently fall back in the pot. You wanna let it come to a shine. This process is a little messy at this point, but as you can see, it is really, really nice and stringy. It is not tearing, it's just oozing nicely, and it has a nice shine. I don't know if you can see the shine. Oh yeah, see, this is good. Nice and shiny. You guys see that? That's beautiful. That's exactly what it's supposed to look like. So this is basically what we are left with. Then you form it the best you can. We're gonna let it sit in the cool water for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna transfer it to ice cold water for 15 minutes, and then it'll be ready to go. All right, so it's been sitting in ice cold water for 15 minutes. So now we're just gonna take it out of the water. I'm gonna put pink Himalayan salt on it instead of kosher salt. I don't know if it really makes a difference or not, but I'm really gonna put it on pretty liberally, but we're just gonna salt this up really, really good. And then we're just gonna put it in this Tupperware, cover it, and you can eat it right now if you want to, or you can eat it later. It doesn't matter. It's ready to go as we speak right now. So it's kind of a process, as you guys can see. One tip I do want to tell you, once you get to that 180 degree water, I highly suggest taking it off the stove for a little bit. Let it stay at that 180, because if it's continuing to get hot, it's going to start sticking to the bottom of the pan, which is what happened to me this time. It did not happen to me last time, because last time I did take it off the heat, and this time I just forgot to take it off the heat. I still had it on there. But take it off the heat once it hits 180 degrees, and then work it that way. If you feel like the water is getting too cold, put it back onto the heat and continue to work it. But don't let it get stuck to your pan. It's gonna get stuck to your gloves and to your spoon and stuff like that. That's to be expected, but don't let it stick to the pan, because that's the worst and the hardest to clean.
Worse and worse for the unborn fish. So why does this happen? It's not. They'll be fine, right? I mean, it happens in a while.
So this is what it looks like. So it's not as light and fluffy as like the store-bought one. I could have over-processed it, overworked it, I'm not sure. But this is how my daughter loves it. My family loves it like this. It's great to shred. It would be so much easier to shred this than the other one. So if you wanted to put it on top of lasagna or anything else, really, chicken parmesan, whatever, this is a perfect mozzarella cheese. It melts so nicely. So because I didn't put enough salt in the, she loves it, because I didn't put enough salt in the curds while it was cooking, or while I was taking out the whey from it, we put some Himalayan pink salt. So it just has some Himalayan pink salt on it right now, and it reminds me of string cheese. Like, that's what it tastes like to me, is just like a nice thick string cheese.
Yeah, and that doesn't tear like string cheese.
Well, you probably could. No. It doesn't tear like string cheese, like she said. But it does taste exactly like string cheese. Really good.
That's for sure.
Cheers. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you eat some cheese, and I hope you grow your garden and start doing things on your own and stop relying on the stores to provide for you. Do the best that you can. You know, start small and work your way up. But thank you guys so much for being here. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the little notification bell so you know the next time that I post a video. And until next time, you guys be blessed. We'll see you then. Bye, guys.